Hi everybody, Lance here from Dojo Management Software. If you haven't done so already, download Dojo Management Software from Google Play or iTunes and start managing your martial arts school from your phone or your tablet. All right, we're going to talk about today is how to use a telephone. And I know you probably use a telephone all of the time, but I actually think that the most important tool that you have in your school is your telephone. Now, you use your telephone to book appointments. I understand that people might also fill out a questionnaire on your website or send you a message, but you really, when you're booking an appointment, you want to kind of do it on the telephone, and it's very old school, but it works. Now, we've actually calculated what it costs that your phone rings and somebody says, hey, can you tell me about your school? And it costs between $100 and $200 just that somebody calls your school. And when you do that, you know that because you take your marketing budget and you divide that through how many calls you get a month, and then you can figure out what it costs you to make that phone ring. So if it costs you between $100 and $200 to make that phone ring, you better do a good job of booking an appointment. And that's your goal on the phone, is to book appointment, not to sell your school. Your goal on the telephone is to book an appointment. Now, when I was with the fitness chains, I used to start off every single meeting I ever did with a ring ring. I used to say, ring, ring, answer the phone. Now, I knew that if my managers who were in charge of different countries couldn't properly book me an appointment over the phone, then how could I expect that their employees could do it? So I would start off every single meeting with a ring, ring, and if you could not book me an appointment over the telephone, I fired you on the spot. Because you have to do this, and this is the most important thing that you're learning, and the most important thing that every single one of your employees needs to learn, okay? Every single person who goes on the telephone has to know how to book appointments. It is so important. Now, the first thing I do about the telephone is I'm going to ask you, when somebody calls your martial arts school, how do you answer the phone? How do you go on the phone? Do you go like, martial arts school ABC, my name is Lance, how can I help you? How do you answer your phone? Do you answer your phone so nobody can do a ton of martial arts? You know what I mean? Like, how are you making that first impression with your customer? What kind of first impression are you making with your customer? Because if it's just like, ton of martial arts, then that's not very cool. Now, what you should be doing is answering your phone differently than everybody else. You say out there, you tell everybody, oh, we're so much different than all the other martial schools out there, but you answer the phone the same. And when somebody calls your martial arts school, how do you answer it? Well, here's a different way that you can answer your phone. You can say something like, ring, ring, you pick up the phone, martial arts school ABC, your self-defense expert in the city of XYZ. My name is Lance, how can I help you? You can say that. You can answer your phone like martial arts school ABC, your kid's karate expert in the city of XYZ. My name is Lance, how can I help you? You need to answer your phone differently than everybody else, because if you're answering your phone the same, then you're just the same as everybody else on that first impression. So be different on your first impression. Do something different on your first impression, and then that person will be a little bit more surprised because they're probably going to call your competitors. That's what they actually do. They call competitors. And if you answer the phone the same and they answer the phone the same, and then what's their first question? The first question when somebody calls your school, it's going to be a question like, yeah, can you tell me about your pricing? Can you tell me what courses you offer? You're going to, right? They're going to ask a question, right? So you're going to answer your phone, and the customer is going to answer you a question. So we're going to go ring, ring, and you pick up the phone. Martial arts school ABC, your self-defense expert in city XYZ. My name's Lance. How can I help you? And she's going to say, or he's going to say, yeah, can you give me some information about your school? Now, when the customer asks a question, it's not a time for you to answer the question. If the customer says, what does it cost? It's not a time for you to say $100 or $150 or $200. It's not that time, because the person who asks the questions controls the conversation. Now, if the customer asks the question, the customer controls the conversation. And you need to switch that around so that you control the conversation, okay? So when the customer calls in, you say, yeah, ring, ring, how are you going to answer your phone? You got to try something new. Ring, ring, answer your phone. Go ahead, try it. Ring, ring. Martial arts school ABC, your self-defense expert in city XYZ. My name's Lance. How can I help? And the customer will say, yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your school? And you're going to go, okay, no problem. First, my name's Lance. Who am I talking to? Now, if they do say, oh, hi, my name's Jason, and then, can you tell me a little about your school? You can skip that part. But most people just say, yeah, can you just give me the pricing on your memberships there? And you say, super, my name's Lance. Who am I talking to? Now you're controlling the conversation, and they'll give you their name. They'll say, oh, yeah, sorry, my name's Jason. Hey, Jason, what's your second question that you can ask? What's the second question that you're going to ask that person? Because you need to control this conversation. So what kind of question can you ask the second question? Well, it is very simple. You say, Jason, are you calling for yourself or for your child, your kids, or one of your kids? Are you calling for yourself or for one of your kids? And then he's going to say, oh, I'm calling for my son. You say, oh, super. What's his name? It's Jason Jr. Oh, great. Okay. And what age is he? He's 8 years old. See what we've done? We're controlling the conversation just by asking questions, and we're sounding really professional doing it. Okay? It doesn't sound like you're trying to sell him something or tell him what he's got to do. And it's the most important thing that price doesn't make a difference to these people. They just don't know what else to ask. So let's try it again. So what's your first question? Your first question is going to be asking them for their name. So my name is Lance. Who am I speaking with? And then you're going to get the name of the person. Your second question is going to be what? Your second question is going to be, are you calling for yourself or for someone else? Are you calling for yourself or for your child? Are you calling for yourself or for someone else? And they say, oh, I'm calling for my son, or I'm calling for my daughter, or I'm calling for myself. There's only 3 options, right? All right. So let's just follow the child option. If they say, oh, I'm calling for my child, then what's the next question that you're going to ask? You're going to ask the name of the child. So, oh, great. What's your son's name? Or what's your daughter's name? Oh, it's Jessica. Okay. And what's your next question? What's your next question? How old is Jessica? And why is that super important? Because you have different courses. I know you got courses for small kids and little kids and teenagers and almost adults. You need to know their age, don't you? Because you're not going to try and sell them anything. You're just going to try to what? Book them an appointment. You're not trying to do anything else but book them an appointment. So what age is your daughter? And they say, oh, my daughter is this and this age. All right. Now, either they were calling for their someone else or for themselves. And when they say they're calling for themselves, you don't ask, what their name is again. You don't ask them what their age is. They're calling for themselves. So you now move down to the next question that you ask all the time. So just so I know, have you done martial arts before? Have you had any experience with martial arts? Or the next question after the kid answer or someone else answer, does that person have any experience in martial arts? You want to know this. You want to know if they tried it 7 days before, if they did Taekwondo somewhere, or they just moved, right? This is information you need to know. So that's your next question. Just all the questions just fill into each other. Have you done martial arts? The only answer is going to be yes or no. If they say yes, then what's your next question? Super, what did you do? And for how long did you do it? Very simple questions. You're getting answers, you're getting feedback. And if they've never done martial arts, now you're moving down to the next spot. You can take a look at how the questions are asked. You move down to the next spot and you ask the next question. So let's start over again. Let's answer your phone like you should answer your phone. I'm going to do it to you right now. Ring, ring. Answer your phone. Come on, you got to try. Martial Arts School ABC, your self-defense expert in the city XYZ. My name is Lance. How can I help you? Customer's going to say, can you tell me about your school and can you tell me what it costs? Your first question is, great, my name is Lance. Who am I speaking with? Then they'll give you their name. Your next question is what? Hi. Whatever their name is. Are you calling for yourself or for someone else? Are you calling for yourself or for your child? And they say, oh, I'm calling for my son. Okay, what's the next question? What's his name? Get the answer. Next question. How old is he? Next question. Does your son have any experience doing martial arts? Yes. What have they done? How long ago did they do it? All right? To this point, it just moves down. So also when I say, hi, my name is Lance, who am I talking to? They answer the question and I say, are you calling for yourself or for someone else? And they say, I'm calling for myself. What's your next question? Great. Do you have any experience doing martial arts? The same question that you ask after the age of the kid, right? What's the age of your son or the age of your daughter? You just move it down. It's the same question because you don't have to worry about anything. You know all the questions. Have you ever done martial arts before? Answer, yes, I've done martial arts before, or yes, my son or daughter has done martial arts before. The question is, what have they done before and for how long? See how easy that works? And that's really, really quick. And now you need to book them an appointment. This is how you book an appointment. And what you do not do is just say, well, come on down and just check it out whenever you want. We don't do that. We actually have a script and you need to write this down and get it down perfect. Then you need to be able to do this so amazing, okay? So your first question is, when somebody calls your school, you've answered all the questions. Now we're coming down to the point where we're going to book an appointment. How we're going to book an appointment, this is what we're going to say. We're going to say, well, Jason, because your son, Robert, has never done martial arts before, the only way that you're really going to be able to see if our school is right for him or not, it's that to try it out. Now, what would you rather do? Just come down and just check it out one time with your son? Or probably the better option is to come down and try it for 1 day, 1 week, 2 weeks for free to see if he really likes it or she really likes it. Which one of those options would be better for you? You see what I did? I'll ask an alternative of choice question, right? An alternative of choice question is I'm going to say, so, Jason, because your daughter, Raphael, has never done martial arts before, the only way that she's going to be able to know if our martial arts school is perfect for her or not is that to test it live. What would you rather do? Just first come down and just check it out, and just see what we have? Or what most people do is they do a 1 week free training where they can try it out, use everything for free, come down to twice, really get a feel for the club, the school, and then they can really see for themselves if this is perfect for them or not. What would you rather do? And then you're going to get an answer. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll come down with my daughter. Or, yeah, no, I think that 1 week trial sounds pretty cool. Now, if they have done martial arts before, you book it the same way. Say, Robert, because you know martial arts or you've done martial arts before, then you probably know that there's a big difference between martial arts schools out there. And the only way that you're really going to be able to know if our martial arts school is really perfect for you or not is that's going to be to test it live. What would you rather do? Just come down one time and look at it, see what's going on, or what most people do is try it out for 1 day for free. Yeah, just absolutely no commitments, just come down, try it for 1 day free. Which one of those is probably better for you? And they're going to say, oh, come down or try it once for free. And then you need to do another alternative of choice question. You can say, great, when do you have time? I have appointments available at this time on Tuesday or this time on Thursday. Which one of those is better for you? Now you're going to know that. Also, it's really important to use that alternative of choice question for children because I know you're not running always 24/7 a kids class. So that's how you ask that. Great. Let me see. Your daughter's 7, right? Yeah. So we have for 6 to 8-year-olds, we have an opening on Tuesday at 4 o'clock or Friday at 3:30. Which one of those appointments work better for you and your daughter? You just get an answer. Okay? So that's how you need to book an appointment over the phone. And you need to do it exactly like that. And you need to practice it. You need to really practice it. And everybody on your team needs to be able to do it. Now, I do not want to see, don't do this, because I know you're thinking, oh, I'm a smart guy. I'm just going to write down exactly what they have to say beside the telephone. So every time the telephone rings and somebody asks, what does it cost? I just can answer the question and say, great, my name is XYZ. Oh no, just learn it. Just learn it the way you're supposed to learn it and drill it. And every time you start a meeting with your team, you do this. Ring, ring, answer the phone. And then I say, can you tell me a little bit about your school? What's your answer? What's your question? Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Lance. What's your question? Oh, yeah, I'm calling for my son. What's your question? Jason, what's your question? He's 8. What's your question? Yes, he has done martial arts before. Taekwondo, about 2 years ago, but he didn't like the instructor. Now book me an appointment. I think we could take that 1 week for free. That sounds like that sounds good. What's your question? Yeah, okay. Wednesday sounds good. We'll be there Wednesday. You confirm the appointment. They know where it is. What did you just do? You just booked an appointment. You need to do this really good, and you need to do it perfectly, and you need to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and not practice on a customer. You need to be able to do this all the time. Now, if you want to know how good you are compared to your competitor, well, why don't you call up your competitor? Be a nice person. Just call them from a different phone number and see how they answer their phone. See if they can book an appointment. See if they know what they're doing, because they probably don't. And if you're perfect at booking appointments just like that, then, well, you'll be the #1 school in your area in a very, very short period of time. Because if you just answer your phone right now and they say, yeah, can you tell me what it costs? Yeah, so we have like different kinds of memberships, they're different, different pricing, and you should just probably come on down and see if you like it. We have a week free that you can just try it out. Is that okay? Yeah, well, he's gonna go, no, just tell me what it costs. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, so it's about, we have a range of prices, but it's around 100, 150 bucks a month. What's that person now going to do? They're gonna call your competitor, because they don't know the difference between what you instruct and what your competitor instructs. And I know you think you're better. You probably are better. That's why you're watching this video. But your customer doesn't know that. And if your whole thing, if you can't book an appointment, you just lost, man, 150, 200 bucks like that. All right? So once you confirm the appointment, and obviously if you do using Dojo management software, you know that you just put all that information into Dojo and then it's already saved there. You're not using paper. When they come down, you can check them in. But you know that if you're using Dojo. But how are you doing it now? And if you're not doing it like I just said, you're losing money over and over again. So that drill I just did with you, you need to do with your people. Anybody who goes on the phone, they need to be able to do that perfectly. So you need to practice it and write it down. And do not write it down beside your phone. You need to memorize this stuff. You need to ask a few questions. Learn, 7 questions? It's not that difficult. And it's really important. Now, I know some of you guys are now going to be like, oh, what do you do if somebody really hammers you on the price? Well, then watch that video later, okay? But they don't do that if you use this system right. If you do the system like I just taught it to you, people don't ask the question, just tell me what it costs. They don't do that. I will get into that in a different video, but you need to practice this video first, because you're not going to come back to me and say, what would you do if they say this? Because that doesn't happen if you use this system. Ring, ring, answer your phone. Go ahead, answer it. Ring, ring. Not bad. Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your school? I'm interested in just getting some information. What's your first question? Oh, sorry, yeah, my name's Lance. I'm calling for my son, Jason. He's 8. Yes, he has done martial arts before. I think it was Muay Thai? It's kickboxing, so like that. Well, he did it for about a year when he was like 6, but he didn't get along with the instructor very well, and it wasn't really his thing. Book me an appointment. Yeah, I think that test trial membership sounds like a good idea. Wednesday sounds good. Great, I'll see you then. Was that hard? Did you do it? You gotta practice, just rewind this, try it again until you get it down perfect, then you train it, okay? Get it down perfect and then you train it to everybody else. Can you do that? Yeah? Get her done.